What's up, guys? It's Tim from Coaster Life Media, and welcome back to Six Flags Adventureland, my ship in a bottle planet coaster park. That begs the question, what would a park built by Six Flags from the bottom up look like if it were built around the year 2015? I have some things that I want to show you guys, some things that I have done off camera, and some things that I kind of have gotten carried away with. But the first obvious thing is the thing you're looking at, which is the reimagination of the coaster Speed. For the past few episodes, you've seen this coaster go through several different reimaginings. Originally it was an Intamin coaster, then the Intamin coaster got reshaped, and now it is a B&M tire launch coaster. The reason why it is now a B&M tire launch coaster is because I had a conversation with someone who watches my channel, and for some reason he is a friggin' expert at B&M tire launch coasters. Well, the B&M tire launch coaster that I am familiar with is the Incredible Hulk at Universal Studios. He told me that he believes that this coaster would make a better would be a better decision for such a Six Flags park rather than a chain lift or a launched Intamin custom layout coaster. Well, I agreed with him after doing some research. I honestly agreed with him because I honestly like the compactness, how you can fit so much into such a small space, and it honestly has pretty good stats for a coaster, and I honestly like that. I'm trying not to move around so much. I did kind of give you a sneak peek of what else is going to be in this video, but I'm trying not to show it off too soon so that you can see it. So this is Speed. This is the coaster that was originally in this plot of land. It is now a B&M tire launch coaster. It has, I believe, 5 inversions, 6 moments of airtime, and it is, as you can see, all green as far as stats. It also now has a new name. It is Blue Steel. It is no longer Speed. The original coaster was named Speed. Now this is called Blue Steel because I just felt like if it's a totally different coaster, it deserves a totally different name. And plus, I never made a sign for this coaster, which I still have yet to do. So that's something that has to come once I start doing detail work and all of that. Now, I am going to... How do I want to do this? I'm just going to back up. And now you see a whole new coaster. This is our B&M floorless coaster that is built right here, right over. There needed to be a coaster in this plot of land, for obvious reasons. There was all of this. I literally had all of this land, and there was nothing right here, and it was right behind Joker. Was right behind the pizza restaurant, Primo's Pizza, and it was right behind Sling Tower. So it needed to be a coaster right here, and the reason why I chose another B&M is because, one, I was kind of looking at Six Flags Great Adventure, which actually holds the record for most B&M coasters within a single park, and I was looking at how almost all of their B&M coasters are pretty much in the same spot. They're all like right near each other. It looks like a sea of colorful B&M track. So I wanted to kind of pull a certain vibe from that, and plus I wanted a layout that was easy to execute. Another compact coaster because I didn't want it to take over this entire plot of land, just this one area, because I did want to fit a racetrack, a simple racetrack back there, which I did, and I'm gonna hopefully try to figure out how to put some backstage stuff within the middle of it. this plot of land, since I have so much land right here, because that's not really something that we've carried out yet, is the backstage areas. And once I'm done with this, with showing you what I've done one by one, I'm going to show you where I've you know, called for the full backstage areas. There's 2 that I've painted over so that I know where I want to do, and then I want to do like certain things within the park so that I can get those things done. Because quite frankly, if we're going to be realistic, we have to add some certain backstage areas to parts of this park. Not all of it is, you know, I can kind of show you this. Sorry, not all of it is you just walk into a store and walk out. Sometimes there are little stock areas and stuff like that that exist within the park. Speaking of things that exist, I said I was going to redo the Johnny Rockets in this Chicago themed area, and I did. It is now brick that matches the rest of this themed area. I also put a corrugated metal background on the back of Chicago Screamer just to kind of fence it off. So basically you walk around the sign and you walk right into this. I also had to extend the queue twice during the off season, I guess I'll call it. Why? Because if I would open up all the rides within the park, this one would have the longest line, and it would have a bubble of people standing outside of the entrance, pushing to get in. So I extended the line. The first time I extended it, it went up to like right here, and then went back in. And then I extended it again to come all the way over here. I tore down some trees. In true Six Flags fashion, all you do is push back some foliage and make it happen. And that's what I did over here. And now it kind of seems like it covers up everything nicely. Now, the biggest addition. Oh, I don't remember if I talked about this or not, but this is the Chicago Theater. This is another part of the Chicago themed area that I made. It is loosely based on the Chicago Theater. This is the Six Flags Theater, loosely based on the Chicago Theater on State Street in Chicago, literally right across the street from the ABC7 news studio. It is something that I've passed on my way to work almost every day. No, it is not a recreation. I just wanted to have the pulled out box, the the windows on the top. I did not want to do a full skyscraper for this because the actual Chicago Theater does have other things above it, and then, you know. But yeah, I also have the Windy City Tap, which is a bar and grill. Inside it actually has like, you know, food options and stuff. I didn't do an interior. The theater also has food options in it just to get people coming in and out of it. Let's jump around real quick. This is the South Side Swing. It is literally called the South Side Swing. Right next to a nice little hot dogs stand. I talked to my mom, who has lived in Chicago all of her life and is very familiar with the traditions and the great things that come with being in Chicago. So I talked to her and I said, "Hey mom, I'm doing a Chicago themed area in within a Six Flags park." And she said, "Make sure you have a Vienna hot dog stand." And I was like, you know what? This is why I talked to you, because I wouldn't have even thought about it. Chicago style hot dogs are a huge thing here. So not only do we have a hot dog stand, but we also have a full-blown restaurant called Portillo's. For those of you who do not know, Portillo's is a huge restaurant chain in Chicago and the surrounding areas of Chicago. So in the lore of this park, there are some restaurants that come in and buy up restaurants, or they have contracts for certain restaurants so that they can operate within the park. Like several restaurants that I know that do that are Panda Express, Johnny Rockets, restaurants like that. For Cedar Fair, they have Starbucks. So in the lore of this episode, I would say that Portillo, they went to Portillo's and said, "Hey, we are doing something brand new, and we have a Chicago themed area, and it would work perfectly for your brand. Would you like to purchase or sign a contract and work within the park and do that?" And of course, they would say yes, because Portillo's is badass, and I love them. They have amazing Italian beef sandwiches. Jasmine, who, if you guys don't know, is my girlfriend, she goes there and she just gets the cheeseburger. But yes, I love Portillo's. It is good food. Every restaurant has a theme. Like, one is themed to like the 80s, one is themed like to the 70s, and another one is themed to the 50s. And one that my grandfather's current wife worked at, it was themed to like an old 50s diner in the west suburbs of Chicago. So that was kind of cool. So this is Portillo's, a restaurant within the park. There are 3 actual restaurants in this park currently. I am going to move over to this next one, which is Whistle Stop. This is just like a corny little Six Flags brand that I created for a restaurant. It's loosely based on a building that is in Six Flags Magic Mountain that I saw. It's just a long building. It has the little friggin' backstage area literally right in front of you. You can walk. It's not even backstage. It's side stage. You literally can walk right over and see it. Like, while you're walking past, you see the doors to the staff entrance and everything, which is why I love Six Flags, is because they don't sweat it. If you see it, you see it. Who cares? You're here for roller coasters, not for ambiance. This isn't Disney. So I love them for that. So that's literally what I did. So when you come off when you come down from the platform to this train, you will literally either walk into or walk right past the back the backstage area for this park. And while you're riding on the train, you'll see some things that we're going to do back here as well. Now, the biggest thing that I've done, literally the biggest expansion of the park, which is the main reason I'm going to go through this implement here. The main reason for this episode is the introduction to the quote-unquote western-ish area of the park. Welcome to Crimson Valley. This is not necessarily an old western park. I actually wanted to... It's basically Rocky Mountain architecture. Which is why rather than having wood path work like I originally had, I changed it to stonework. This is the big ticket attraction for this area. This is the Rumbler. It is my take on a GCI wooden coaster that, of course, is custom built for this specific park, and it is a pretty nice ride, if I might say so myself. It does not have all green stats, but it is still a pretty nice ride. It packs a lot into it, and it's only 109 seconds, but it is full of beautiful twists and turns, and I love it. One thing that I love is the view from the parking lot. I literally wanted to, remember how I said when I first started this park, I wanted to have areas where trees frame the view of the coasters. And this is definitely one how trees literally just frame it on either side, and all you see is just beautiful. It's beautiful. Another thing that I wanted to do is, I'm coming back to this Crimson Valley in a second, is another thing that I wanted to do is, a lot of times when you pull up into the parking lot of a Six Flags park, you will literally see a coaster that is right there, and then that is like right in front of you, and you'll think, okay, so we go in and we just turn left, and there it is. And it's literally a long winding road to get there. That's because they do a lot of pathing and twists and turns to fit a whole lot into certain areas, and that's basically what I've done here is you just walk in, you pull up to the parking lot, and you think, okay, so just turn and then walk here, but you don't realize that you'll have to go in and go through the entrance plaza, under the bridge, all the way down and around, and then this is basically the farthest side of the park as you can go. And of course there's going to be a coaster right here because I have to utilize that when I connect these two paths. But this is the farthest side as you can go, and you kind of lose your bearings with it. But that's something that I love about how amusement parks do this. It's not just Six Flags, it's all amusement parks, is you just lose your bearings as to where you are once you go into these parks, because that's how much work they put into it. But anyway, the lore behind Crimson Valley. The Crimson Valley area of the park is named as such because of the giant Crimson King tree that stands in the middle of the flower bed and serves as a centerpiece for this small town. Crimson Valley kind of would have been established not during the Old West, maybe a decade or two after that quote-unquote Old West era. So basically, this is kind of a town. If you look at it, you have restaurants and all of that. But I built it in such a way where it feels like it's more buildings than attractions, because I don't want to overload this area with attractions. I really want to commercialize Crimson Valley and make it a money grab. Because this, like I said, towards the beginning of this series, Six Flags be grabbing money, yo, and I don't want this park to be any different. So, you've seen the Rumbler. So let me just explain how the pathing and all of that works. Is you go through the path, for priority pass holders, you literally just go in, turn, and then go up the ramp. But for everyone else, you have to endure this long winding curved cattle pen right here, and then the more traditional formed cattle pen, and then go up the ramp. But one thing that I love is that the exit path actually does go through the gift shop, and this is going to be another backstage area, which is why the pathing is different. But you go through the gift shop, and you have two gift shops right here, and you feel like you've walked forever, but once you come out, you're literally right there next to Rumbler. We have bathrooms over here, and this is the busiest restaurant in the park, which I don't know why, but I'm not mad at it. It's Uncle Joe's barbecue restaurant. It's literally a name that I made up. Why? I'll just go ahead and tell you. Right around right around 2015, 2016, we were nearing the end of Barack Obama's last term in office, and rather than be sad, or rather than try to make it like a political grab, Joe Biden, who was the vice president at the time, decided to comfort us, especially after we had learned who would be the president after Barack Obama. He decided to comfort those who were disheartened and afraid and terrified and angry. And that's where he donned the name Uncle Joe. We saw him in such a loving and caring light that we all called him Uncle Joe, and especially in the black community, we just called him Uncle Joe, and it kind of grew, which is why when he ran for president, we definitely showed out in record numbers to support him for that. So this is Uncle Joe's restaurant. That is the reason for that naming. I still have to put a window right here, but it's a smokehouse, and it also has to-go orders. And one thing that I love is every time I'm so glad that I put this detail in. I have the smoke stack right here, and every time I see that, I think about all of the barbecue restaurants that, like, if you drive past them and they're smoking meat, you smell it even if your windows are closed. So the amazing thing would be, how cool would it be to be in an amusement park and to smell such amazing barbecue just there. And I'm not talking about amusement park food, like, cheaply acquired meats. I'm talking about like actual smoked brisket and ribs and steaks and all of that. That would be amazing. You could not help but to go ahead and check that out, which is why probably in game this is the most popular restaurant in the game, and it also has to-go orders if you don't feel like going in and having table service, and you can just eat out here. And that was added literally because when I build stuff, I invite guests in to do test runs, and because I saw that this place was so mobbed, I added this to kind of ease that tension. It's the same brand in game. It is Just Ribbon, but I added that just to kind of like ease the mob of that. So if we move next door to Uncle Joe's, we have an arcade, and the reason why there is an arcade in this area is because if you go to Six Flags Great America, which right now is open, and I would definitely encourage you, if you have the time or the resources, to visit any Six Flags park. It would be Six Flags Great America. It is an amazing park. They go out of their way to make sure you have an amazing experience. But the arcade, one of the arcades, because there are several throughout the park, one of the arcades is in the the Southwest territory. And I just like how outside it's one vibe, but inside it's literally just colors and games. And that's how it is there, and that's what I did here. I have to push that back later. But yeah, so this is the arcade. I have to do a little bit of detail work for the little prize counter or whatever. But yeah, this is it. This is a typical Six Flags arcade. I don't know why you would go to Six Flags and spend all your time in an arcade. You basically would spend almost $50 to get into a park, and then spend even more money to blow all your time in an arcade. But hey, people do it, and it's something to do. This is Pop's Place, which is yet another restaurant. This restaurant actually sells burgers and Mexican food. Why burgers and Mexican food? I have no idea, but it serves burgers and Mexican food, and this is also a very popular place. One thing that I will say is that after playing this game, I've learned, and I actually paid attention. If you build a restaurant in game and you want it to be popular, just add a perk. They give you the option of adding perks in game. I'll actually take the time to show you. You click the thing, and it'll give you the option of adding perks. Like, is this a family venue, adult venue, teen venue? Does it have internet access, live music, or free condiments? If you add any of these, it will kind of make this more popular and add prestige, and more guests will want to spend time there. So that is why this is another popular restaurant. And if we turn around and move over here, we have Outlaw, which is just a scrambler. It's literally just a scrambler. They call this a spin and barf. Some people call it spin and barf, but it's just a scrambler called Outlaw. I have to do the fencing and stuff to this. But yeah, that's pretty much all. Let me see. I also copied off the original Johnny Rockets building from all the way in the back of the park, and I copied it over here. And so I changed that one, and I moved the original one over here. So yeah. Oh, I mentioned earlier how this ride right here was called Southside Swing, which I love. This ride over here, which is technically marking the beginning of the Chicago area, this is called West Side Swing. Why? I have no idea. But in Chicago, you mainly hear about 2 to 3 main sides. There is no east side of Chicago. East side of Chicago is Indiana. But the two you hear about the most is South Side and West Side. You hear North Side when you're like looking for Michelin star restaurants or whatever. But the most you hear about if you're looking for like barbecue and if you're looking for, stuff like that. Good, really good, just greasy, sexy, just Chicago food. You hear about West Side and South Side. So I wanted to represent both of those sides with a ride here. So with all of that being said, those are all of the updates that I have for you here in this park. So much has gone into this park so far. I do want to show you the overview of this park. Is looking a lot better. It's looking fuller, but we're not done yet. We still got a lot to do. Also, I relined the parking lot because and I also extended the parking lot. But yeah, like I was saying, we have a lot to do in this park before we can call it finished. The train ride is officially done. It just the stations just have to be detailed, but the circuit is completed. That's one thing that I don't like. Originally, I was not planning on putting a train in this park because I hate all that goes into it. You literally have to work as you go with train rides. You have to remember, I got to go back and add this since I moved into a new area and all of that and blah blah blah. I hate that. So that was something that I had to do. But I'm glad I did it in the end. It's not something that I'll probably do again, but I'm glad I did it here. So with all of that being said, you've seen all that has happened in the past few days or weeks while I have been working on the park. I greatly apologize that I did not document these changes in the way that I normally do, but I did want to do that. And also every time I look down, I see something new. I did say that I was going to show you where the backstage areas were supposed to be put. This is one, and this is the other, just because I literally have a road leading to this backstage area for that reason, and this one because it's so close to the back or the front that I can do the same with this area also. Eventually I'm going to have a large service road going around this park, kind of like an L shape, and that's going to be like how you get deliveries and all of that. But other than that, thank you guys so much for following this series. If you still are, thank you for watching all the way through. If you did, I know it's not always hard with certain people, but yeah, I definitely want to say thank you for that. So with all of that being said, thank you so much again. My name is Tim from Coastal Life Media. I promise I'll do a whole lot better on documenting this series. Also, if you haven't done so already, please consider subscribing to the channel, liking the videos, and sharing with your friends, as all of that really does help out this channel, and it is a great and huge encouragement and help to me personally. So again, my name is Tim from Coastal Life Media. I will see you, my friends, in the next episode of Six Flags Adventureland, a Planet Coaster Party, here on YouTube. Goodbye.